Pistons rookie triple-doubles in the history of the team. He has 2. Every other rookie in the history of the Pistons, 2 combined. Let's see here. Joining Michael Jordan is the only rookie in NBA history with the stat line of 34 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 steals on January 25th. Joined Isaiah Thomas as the only Pistons rookie in the last 50 years to record a game with at least 25 points, 5 rebounds, 10 assists. That was March 7th. Let's get to the biggie here. So this is through, and everything I just said was before last night.
Right. Last night they even raised.
Yeah. So through 59 games, so before last night, he had 1,012 points, 338 rebounds, 328 assists. The only other players to record at least 1,000 points, 320 rebounds, 320 assists through 59 games: LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Luka Doncic, Alvin Adams, Oscar Robertson. There's only one name on there that was a good player.
Alvin Adams.
The rest are...
Right.
Yeah. I mean, look, my whole point in bringing this up, and I couldn't wait to get to this today, was, what does this mean?
It means that, and when you look at some of the other young players around them, that he is the linchpin. And if they keep getting better players around them, they are progressing in a way with some of these other teams have. You look at Memphis with John Moran. Now, Moran's crazy because they're 18-2. He doesn't play. But a young player, slowly getting better, but he's almost a superstar. Now, you went a little over the top with the Mahomes comparison.
I will not back down from it.
That's fine. That's fine.
The way he carries himself, there's a charismatic dynamic with him that I believe that if he stays healthy, will materialize.
No, he's still going to be great. Don't get me wrong. I just think Mahomes is just so unique. Cunningham is going to be great.
He's great at everything.
Yes, he and what I love about him the most is the pace and patience he plays basketball with, and the way he sees the floor. He knows, he has this sense, this thing of when to take over a game when they need it. He doesn't force stuff like Jalen Green in Houston. He doesn't have to score. Last night, it was you know what? We're going to try to win this game. I got to take over. And he did against they're not a horrible defensive team, but still, against Kevin Durant and Kyrie. That's what he does.
He's a dictator. He dictates he orchestrates exactly how the game goes, and just wait till he gets something wrong.
Yes, absolutely.
And we saw that All-Star weekend. When he was rookie or player
MVP,
of the game,
the Rising Stars.
The Rising Stars, because he had players around him, and
but they don't play defense.
Okay,
I don't
fine. You discredit it, whatever you want. It was an opportunity where he did have players around him that he looked better.
Right.
And what you just described is maturity.
Yeah.
And when you have a player as young as he is that can go out there, handle the pressure, and we've seen him grow into this maturity throughout the course of this year. But by the end of the season, when you're playing with that much maturity and you have the opportunity to add, whether it's through the draft or through free agency, talent and other guys around that can complement him and add to what they're doing, it gives you some excitement.
And the best thing for me is when the game is on the line, he steps up and at least score. If he fails, he wants to step up. And his points shouldn't even be more. Okay, the total would be more if he didn't miss I think he missed like 13 games, something like that. But the fact of the matter is, he didn't get any calls that he should. He should be at the foul line more. Oh yeah, foul line. You know what he shoots for the line, John? 83%.
I'll say this, just people who aren't watching, there's something unfolding here. If Tiger fans, if we can have Spencer Torkelson or Riley Green, or both, do what he's doing, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I think we have maybe the most, of all the people in Detroit sports right now, the budding superstar and face of Detroit. I do. I will not back down from this.
No, he is.
And we got Heather's News here coming up, but I just, maybe after, the caters out there, the people who didn't want them, you need to call in and
You're still sleeping.
Yeah. This guy is delivering.
Yeah.
He's in this rare air. The numbers don't lie.
No. It's actually the other stuff that I even like more than the numbers. All right, you mentioned Heather with News.
Well, you guys, following the death of drummer Taylor Hawkins, the Foo Fighters have pulled the plug on their world tour. Not that surprising, right? In a statement released on their social media on Tuesday, they confirmed what everyone suspected, that they were going to cancel the remaining shows of their tour. They had about 50 shows scheduled for the rest of this year, with shows scheduled in all over, right? The U.S., Canada, France, the U.K., Australia, and other countries as well. And in their post, the band just says that this isn't the time to worry about the next concert. Instead, it's time to grieve, to heal, and to pull our loved ones close and appreciate all the music and memories we have together.
Certainly understandable.
Definitely.
Plus, taking away from the unfortunate death, you have to work a new drummer in, too. That takes time, too.
Yes. Jada Pinkett Smith is speaking out after the Oscars, so she just made her first Instagram post following the incident, and she shared a graphic that said, "This is a season for healing, and I'm here for it." So she didn't really address anything, but that is what she is posting after the big slap, right? Chris Rock still hasn't released a comment, but we know that Will Smith has publicly apologized for what took place. But it seems like everybody is sharing their opinion of what went down at the Oscars. Will Smith's mother as well is speaking out. Yeah, Carolyn Smith, she admits that she was stunned, just as everyone else was when her son walked up on stage and, as you know, slapped Chris Rock right in the face. During an interview with a Philly TV station, his mother admitted that this was the first time ever she had ever seen him react in that way. She says, "That's the first time I've ever seen him go off. First time in his lifetime. I've never seen him do that." But then she also did go on to say that she was very proud of him for his Oscar win, which she should be.
Yeah, I'm glad she didn't condone the behavior. Usually parents stick up for those things. Stick up for their kids.
Yeah.
And we touched on this briefly this morning. It's yet to be seen what, if any, consequence Will Smith will receive from the Academy following the incident. But there is an industry insider that says that he could be facing a year-long Oscars ban, which, okay, doesn't sound like a big deal, but it could have some big implications for him, because it could cost him a nomination for his upcoming movie, Emancipation, which is apparently getting some rave reviews already. So it could be a big deal if he is banned for a year from the Oscars. So we'll see. Apparently members of the Academy are appalled that that even took place on their stage. So time will tell.
Look, it won't hurt him. He is a superstar.
Well, but I think it'll hurt more those around him. Like if there's incentives in movies, like if you're a part of a movie that has an Oscar or an Oscar nomination, I know that there are bonuses in place for some of those, and if he is not able or up for any of those awards, it can hurt those around him.
That's true. All right, thank you very much, Heather. Our telephone number is 248-539-9797. We'll continue with the Cade Cunningham discussion. Any of you Caders out there, people who did not want Cade Cunningham here, we'd love to hear from you, because he should be the Rookie of the Year. You can make a really good case for Mobley, but Cade Cunningham is just something that hopefully he'll play his whole career here. 97 with it.
Here with the Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook.
Hey, it's Ken Barkley filling in for Nick Costos. Saturday in college basketball, Kansas takes on Villanova. Kansas currently about a 4.5-point favorite, total 132.5. I really like the over in this game. Yes, Villanova lost one of their best players to an Achilles injury, but the biggest thing for me is how Kansas is different than all the other teams Villanova's faced in the tournament so far, whether it's Michigan, Ohio State, Houston. These are all deliberate, slow-paced teams. They ended up playing a Villanova-style, slow-paced game. Kansas doesn't want to do any of that. They're the exact opposite. They get out in transition. They want to score easy baskets. That's a new challenge for Nova in this tourney, and something that could cause the pace in scoring to be much higher. I like the over.
That's it for this Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Check out the latest lines today at BetRivers.com. I'm Nick Costos. Keep it locked here for more throughout the day. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
Are you a real estate agent that's never made the money you desire, or that's never made six figures? What if I guarantee that you'll make $100,000 your first year, or I'll write you a check for your difference? Hi, I'm Mark C, and I'm willing to open my entire place playbook, showing you where to find motivated buyers and sellers and everything I've learned to sell over $1 billion in real estate. Go to joinmarkz.com. That's joinmarkz.com.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a speed bump. Did you hear what I said? I'm a speed bump. And if you have cut rate car insurance, the cost to reattach your muffler could
Jam
really be
your
a
earbuds
bump in
with
the
you.
road. So switch to Allstate, save money, and
Just
be
wanted
better
to check
protected
to
from
make
mayhem,
sure
like me.
I have
Based on
if you
coverage
had them
selected,
with you.
subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate
Yep.
Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all your communications. Large enterprises, small businesses, and individuals use the secure Zoom platform to enable new ways of working, learning, hosting events, and supporting their customers. And now you can save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with the Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom. How the world connects.
Everyone knows that Nature Valley Crunchy Bars are, well, crunchy. What they don't know is that they're also packed with 16 grams of whole grains, ready to help you get out there. Nature Valley, for every adventure.
FanDuel Sportsbooks, NBA same-game parlays gives you the chance to turn a little bet into a big payday. Choose any NBA game and combine multiple bets like the amount of three-pointers made, who the leading scorer might be, and more into one wager for a bigger win. Make mid-season feel like the playoffs when you bet on FanDuel Sportsbook. Winnings get paid fast. Top-rated app, easy to use, safe and secure. Plus, if you're a new customer, you can bet $5 and get $150 in site credit instantly guaranteed. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using the promo code Doug and bet the NBA today. First timers, it's easy to navigate and use and understand. It's promo code Doug exclusively on the FanDuel Sportsbook app, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Must be 21 or older and present in Michigan. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117. Confidential help. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 97.1 The Ticket.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Michael Pura of National Benefit Plans. Call 877-734-2200.
Necessary Roughness with former NFL lineman TJ Lang and John Jansen. Download it today on the Odyssey app. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
Pistons lose to the Nets last night, 130 to 123. KD with 41 for them, but we're just talking about KD. 34 points, 13 of 24 from the field. He scored their last 17 points, and it was a game for a good portion of the game, okay? So it wasn't just garbage points I'm talking about. They were legitimate, important points. The last 17 points, like I said, the Pistons scored, and he scored those 17 those points on just 9 shots. He makes his free throws, and we're talking about him being the Rookie of the Year, and more importantly, we're here for people who didn't like the pick and thought it was a mistake. There were people, Rieger wasn't the only one who wanted Jalen Green. And look, he didn't get off to a great start. I thought it was more because the injury. He missed a lot of training camp. We have some ticket texts. This is the same kid you guys and listeners were calling a bust after the first 2 months of the season. Relax. Like Aaron Rodgers would say. Tim and Clark said, well, maybe some listeners, but we weren't calling him a bust at all.
No, we were disappointed things were starting slowly.
Yes, but that was because of
he was injured.
Yeah.
And he was finding his way. We had talked to Troy Weaver, and he had talked about 24-25 games where he really wanted to see guys start to play better. And some of that was in reference to Killian Hayes and some other players, but it kind of followed along with Cade Cunningham as well, where that's where he started to find his groove, get comfortable.
By the way, because they're drafting these guys who are coming into the league as rookies or basically teenagers in a lot of cases, we do, I'm guilty of it too a lot of times, quick rush to judgment. I mean, Killian Hayes, he was sick step-back baskets. Well, he's playing a lot better on the bench. Looks like an NBA player.
Since moving to the bench.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just his role, his comfort level.
Yeah, here's some other ticket text from Ben and McCall. Hey, guys, with Cade looking really good, do you think he went out of Detroit early to go to a winning organization? When his deal comes up or whatever, I expect the Pistons to be a team that's on the way up and will be part of, winning organization. Mikey Williams,
if they lose him.
yes. Mikey Williamson, Stoney Patrick Mahomes went to the perfect situation, surrounded by elite offensive talent and elite play caller. We saw him come back to reality this last season. Somewhat trouble. He's still.
He also sat out his first game.
Yes,
except for the last game.
Yeah, and what is the outlier? Last year. Last year's the outlier.
Yes.
So let's not judge him on the so far in a young career, his outlying season.
248-539-9797. Let's go to Dan. 97. What's up, Dan?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, John. This is Dan from the Cubsy. How are you?
I'm doing. Hey, it's good to hear your voice. How you doing? Driving safe, I hope.
Yeah, I just got in the parking lot. Go build some trucks for you guys.
All right.
Hey, I'm an old kind of guy now, and I've never bought a card, especially a basketball card. But I went out and purchased a Kate Cunningham rookie card to give to my grandson, of course, because I think this kid is a phenomenal human being and a phenomenal athlete. He's going to do great things for the city of Detroit.
We saw the the cool stuff, on draft night.
He seems like
when he wore the buffs and all that, and he loved being here. He seems to love Detroit. And thanks for the call, Dan. Appreciate it. And we see him, he does some commercials.
Yeah.
He does the mortgage commercial, and he does the insurance one, but he's not like outlandish or anything like that. I mean, well,
he's not really flamboyant.
No, exactly. He's a professional, and the guy's legit. Even at this age, when other players watch every game, and I mean
how they interact.
Oh,
you watching the handshake?
Durant and Irving just hugging him last night, and just they asked him to say
welcome to the club.
Well, yeah, I mean Durant stuck up from the last time he played, about how good he is, and he's going to be a great.
I noticed last night Kyrie was frustrated trying to guard him a couple times.
Yeah.
And that's his size that he has at that position.
Right. Someone's physical too. I mean, he's not afraid of
he's good from like every level. He's good near the basket, mid-range jumper, behind the line. He's got the ability to do it all.
Is he too much like Kate?
Well, in positionless basketball, I mean, I've fallen into that category before. Where it's really hard to, you say that, and then somebody, like last time I said this, somebody called in and said, hey, this is positionless basketball.
Right.
And I sometimes forget that.
Right, and I can't be blinded by how bad Jabari Smith played with one,
right,
NCAA game. But that whole team really went down the hill once they became.
I personally feel he has the most upside.
Jabari Smith?
Yeah. I feel like the safest pick right now is actually Murray.
Yeah, he had the pick from Iowa.
Just declared. Yeah.
I think you're going to get yourself a solid NBA player at least.
Right. Well, and, the other guy, that people are talking about is Ivy. But if you look, it's Friday night. You're playing St. Peter's.
Yeah.
You're a top 5 pick. You got to take that team on your back, and he didn't.
And you watch him play. Here's what I like about watching him play. He plays at a different speed than anybody else on the basketball court. And big three at the end of the game. But there were some big misses. Like right before that, he had an air ball. And I want to say him because I love how fast he plays. I love the fact that he covered, like his first step, he covers ground. But it was a major knock when you can't take over a game against St. Peter's. That is, to me, that's a big deal.
248-539-9797 is the telephone number. Hey, Brad Holmes spoke yesterday. Yeah. What do we take from what he spoke? Did he provide some smoke for people? 97 won the ticket. Hey, you want to get away, have a great time? You go to Las Vegas. Because Las Vegas is just so much freaking fun. It's the best. Downtown Vegas is better than the Strip because it's a freak show in a good way. Walk down the streets, there's always action going on. The odds are better downtown in Vegas, and that's where the D is. That's right. The D, we stay there. Mike and Rico stayed there when they were down there. Have a great time at the D. The Long Bar is a fun place. They got great food there. Joe Vicari's Andiamo Italian Steakhouse is there. Also, American Coney Island. Everything that you want at the D. Like I said, the Long Bar, the new sports book, Bar Canada. It's just a blast. And it's the best bang for your buck. Inexpensive. TheD.com. Go there. Book your room today. The D Las Vegas. It's your home for Detroit sports in Las Vegas, Nevada.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, looking at the drive this morning, a little icy, especially on those ramps, bridges, and overpasses. Other than that, wet road conditions and a new accident reported now. 96 westbound around Green River in the Brighton area, affecting the left lane. On around the Dearborn Heights area, telegraph both ways from Van Born to Michigan Avenue. We have lane closures for construction, as well as Ford Road both directions between Telegraph and M39. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Odyssey.com Sports Minute is brought to you by Northville Lumber.
This is Former Science with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Kudos to the NFL for tweaking its overtime rule for the postseason at least. In January's epic AFC Championship game, Kansas City won the overtime coin toss. Patrick Mahomes marched the Chiefs to pay dirt while Buffalo's Josh Allen watched helplessly on the sideline. In 2018, Tom Brady froze out Mahomes. So now each team gets one possession before traditional sudden death. Former Science.
My stomach.
Don't worry, I've got you covered.
When you have indigestion,
What's that?
It's Pepto-Bismol chews.
Pepto-Bismol's in a chew?
Yeah, they taste great and provide fast relief. And you can always have Pepto-Bismol handy.
Ooh, let me try it.
Try Pepto-Bismol chews for fast relief. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
At Wendy's, March is madness. With our breakfast baconator. Sausage, egg, and Swiss croissant. Both made with fresh cracked eggs. Or even a honey butter chicken biscuit. And you're just getting warmed up. Get 50% off the official breakfast of March Madness when you order through the Wendy's app.
Wi-Fi speeds faster than Xfinity? Your choices are A, no, or B, no. For those of you who guessed no, you are correct. AT&T top speeds are in no way faster than the top speeds from Xfinity. Xfinity also alerts you to online threats for all your connected devices. Can your internet do that? This has been... I love this show!
Learn more about gig speed Wi-Fi and other fast speed options from Xfinity. Get started with 50 megabits per second internet for $25 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today to learn more. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account and score 2822. Restrictions apply. New Connect Internet customers only. Equipment, taxes and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply. Gig Wi-Fi requires gig internet and X-Fi gateway. Actual speeds vary.
Green up your lawn with Scott's best 4-step lawn program. It's only $79.99 after instant saving and get a $20 gift card. 6 locations. Call 800-335-GROW or visit EnglishGardens.com for a location near you.
Are you aware the average person blinks 1,000 times an hour? Who cares? Just be aware of the Powerball Jackpot. We're talking big. Wednesday's Powerball Jackpot is $206 million.
Breaking news on 97.1 The Ticket is brought to you by DuckDuckGo. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified. Get the latest sports news and inside information about Michigan and Michigan State on the 5-Star Zone with Rico Beer. Download it today on the Odyssey app. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Tony and Jansen.
The telephone number, 248-539-9797. You can text us as well. Open lines as always. We're talking a lot about Cade Cunningham coming up momentarily, well, not momentarily, but coming up about 10 minutes. They play, we mentioned St. Peter's. One of their players is a weird, shall we say,
aversion?
Yes, that's a good word there, John. That's why you went to Michigan. You went to America. Good word, aversion. The owners' meetings in the National Football League going on in Palm Beach. Dan Campbell did not make the trip. He was sick. So that's why you didn't see any comments from him around. All the coaches spoke yesterday.
Close call here.
About a lot of things, including the deal with that has some people upset, and I've joked about, bringing the band back together, even the roadie David Blau, although he's not part of the band last year, tried to make it as a solo artist, couldn't do it, so they brought Jared Davis back.
He went on his own.
That's right. They just, couldn't do it. So here was Brad Holmes talking about re-signing their own free agents.
We kind of held back from just adding all these veteran free agents to kind of maybe help us get another soul, and we took the time to develop. Well, I do think that plan started to crystallize, as the season progressed, and I think it hit it in a good note. So I totally understand, from especially our fans' perspective, that you said, look, man, if we're going to team, why are you bringing back the same players? But as much work as we put into, the production that those players had, in our system, and then having that continuity with the coaching staff coming back as well, there's a lot of optimism for that, and then, it's still being aggressive. It's just that, it's not always saying that you're not being aggressive, you don't go the external route.
Look, I understand what he's saying. I do. The only thing that concerns me, and I mentioned this the other day, is, okay, they did play much better the last 4 or 5 games this season. Right. Okay? They won 3 games. So he understands the fans' concern, which is good. A lot of times executives around here don't understand what we in the media and, importantly, the fans think. However, is it borderline arrogance to believe that, okay, we saw some improvement, we don't need to go externally, we can just, coach up, and the guys that we selected last year, draft-wise, unrestricted free agent-wise, or undrafted free agent-wise, our coaching staff is that good, our culture has changed that much, we're just going to be better because of those guys. Is that arrogance?
I don't think it's necessarily arrogance when you take everything. I mean, one of the things I think he said there that was real important is if we go out and sign, one or two of these free agents, like what does that mean in wins? Is that one or two more wins?
Right.
And to me, that means, we're adding one or two high-end guys to a roster that is very low-end talent. And if you're going to get one or two more wins, why not continue to build your roster up, and then you can add, those guys win one or two more wins is actually going from 8 wins to 10 wins to get into the playoffs.
Correct. I understood that. I wasn't sure what he was talking about. Was he talking about last year where they really didn't do a lot of, major free agents?
Yeah.
And even there were guys who were released during the season who were decent that they didn't
go after.
So are you talking about last year, or are you talking about this coming year? I assume it's this coming year.
Yeah, I think it's more this coming year.
And so what that also tells me is they're patient.
Yes.
And we shouldn't expect 7-8 wins. It's going to be, that's what they're telling me before the draft.
Yeah. I also think that you have to look around. When you start estimating wins, you've got to look around, first of all, your division. And I'm in no way, shape, or form am I going to say that they're going to get one, or certainly not 2 wins against Green Bay. But you look at Minnesota. Is Minnesota a lot better than they were last year?
A lot better, no, but they did get Darius Smith.
Okay, but he's going to be going against the strength of this team, right, which will be the offensive line. And then you look at Chicago. Did they get better? No, and you've got 2 new coaches and 2 new GMs at both of those locations.
Right.
So you look at those, you say, okay, well, maybe you're going to do a little bit better in your division.
See, I always start, and when the schedule comes out and we'll do our, game by, I always pencil in the Lions to split the division.
Okay, so there's 3 wins.
Yeah.
All right.
And sometimes
that's awfully kind.
I know, but that's what I usually do.
Yeah.
But
that might be realistic.
Yeah.
And it may not be, hey, you don't get 1 against Green Bay, but maybe you get 2 against Chicago.
Right. Like this past year, they got 1 against Green Bay.
Yeah. And that was a little bonus at the end of the year. And some people don't like that bonus right now.
And they got 1 against Minnesota, too.
Yeah. And should have had, 1 in Chicago.
Yes.
So
they actually could have had 1 in Minnesota, too.
Yeah. And you look at it and you say, okay, well, out there were wins that they could have had or should have had. And some of those, we discussed it, were coaching errors at the end of game. Time management, timeouts, 2 timeouts back to back, and not pressuring against Baltimore, all of those different things, so you could start to squeeze out 1 or 2 more wins. I think if we're looking at this season and we say the expectation is improvement from last year, what does that mean? Instead of 4, non-losses, because I got to throw that tie in there,
right,
I think you're looking at 6. All right, that's where I would set the over-under on wins-losses. 6.5.
Now, as far as the quarterback goes, I know people went, I wouldn't say ballistic, but people were kind of freaking out. Rod Wood said when he was asked about Deshaun Watson.
Rod Wood said something about football?
We have.
How dare he?
We have our quarterback. And then, Brad Holmes was talking about Jared Goff as well yesterday.
We have a lot of confidence in Jared. Again, we're all about putting him in the best position to succeed. And if we do that, then our confidence that we have with him, and like we talked about the continuity that we have coming back with, not only the receiver, coaching staff, offensive line, we're very confident in Jared.
Now, look, he was the one who helped draft Jared Goff when he was in Los Angeles, got him here, structured him here. Obviously, he likes Jared Goff.
Yeah.
But in all the talk that's been going around about Jared Goff, is there been something that I missed where they're talking about Jared Goff long term?
Right. I didn't hear that there. What I heard was we're going to give him some tools. We're going to put him in position to succeed. Doesn't mean he will.
Correct.
And it also doesn't mean if he doesn't succeed that we're going to keep him around just because I was part of drafting him. I was part of bringing him here. We've seen Brad Holmes, cut bait on a number of guys that he brought here and took a PR hit in doing so. But Jared Goff if you put him into position to succeed, and he does, like, who's going to be angry about that? If you put him in position to succeed this year, and he doesn't, and now all of a sudden next year, okay, you're drafting in the top 3, it's going to be frustrating to get to that point.
Right.
But when you do have a chance next year of taking a franchise quarterback, who's going to be angry about that?
I know. So people are going to have to sit there and go,
But you said, John, do you think they're going to win 6 games? And I'm kind of with you. You know, their schedule is easier next year. They get their tougher opponents, for the most part, at home, outside of the division. That makes it more likely to win. You know, they're going to get into this window where people are saying they're not going to be bad enough to get one of those guys. And I think the other concern is there is a little unknown. Does Brad Holmes have a man crush on Jared Goff? Like, we don't know that he isn't committed to Goff.
Right.
And that he was part of an organization that went to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff. Yeah. I think that has a lot to do with Sean McVay. And I've been a McVay hater just because I don't like him.
Yeah.
We did the underrated coaches thing the other day. He probably should have been included.
No.
I think he's properly rated. Most people think he's a really good coach. But here's the other thing.
It doesn't mean I can't like him.
But Holmes also yesterday never said they would not draft a quarterback.
Right.
Even at 2.
Yeah.
And they have their quarterback, according to Rod Wood. I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah. They have their quarterback for 1 more year. I mean, contractually, it's more than that.
Right, but
now if he would have said Jared Goff's our long-term quarterback, I would have gone crazy too.
Yep.
Because I think we want to see better than Jared Goff. We'll talk about it more coming up next. 97.1 The Ticket.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. An Odyssey station. Sports headlines all day, every day. From the Sold by Mike Z Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by National Benefit Plans. Last night in Brooklyn, the Pistons unable to overcome a 41-point night by Kevin Durant, and they fell to the Nets 130-123, despite scoring 64 points in the first half. They were on pace for 160 points 16 minutes into the game. Kate Cunningham turning some heads by scoring the final 17 of the game for Detroit for a total of 34, tying his career high. The Pistons are now tied with Orlando and Houston for the worst record in the NBA again at 20-56 with 6 games to go, including a doubleheader beginning tomorrow night against the 76ers. Lions GM Brad Holmes saying that he can see the advantage of drafting a quarterback next month, but did give Jared Goff his vote of confidence.
Jared played good football for us, late in the year. So we have a lot of optimism about Jared going forward. So we have a quarterback. We're happy with where Jared's at right now, and we're looking forward to having a productive year for us.
Holmes also saying that he's had some dialogue with a couple of other teams on possibly trading back from the number 2 overall pick. And Tiger Woods currently the talk of golf, showing up at Augusta National with his son Charlie to reportedly practice on the course to test if he can handle playing this year's Masters next week. It seemed inconceivable not long ago, as it's been just over a year since he shattered his leg in a major car accident. His odds to win the major have shifted from 66-1 to 50-1 in the past couple of days. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Chris Villar for more. Stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
Our telephone number is 248-539-9797. Boy, that would be unbelievable if Tiger could play the Masters. Although in a weird way,
yeah, awesome.
No, it'd be great. But if you wouldn't make the cut, would people be so bummed? Or
no, I don't think so.
Their expectations be too high.
Their expectation right now is they just want to see him play golf again.
That's true.
And whatever it is, if he doesn't make the cut, hey, okay, you almost had your legs amputated.
I know. You talk about walking a course that's pretty damn hilly.
Yeah.
All right. Talking about the Lions, Brad Holmes, and Rod Wood made a statement 2 days ago. The Jared Goff's the quarterback. Didn't say anything about long term.
Right.
Okay? Which to me is very important. And once again, when general managers and people speak, especially before the draft, you have to take everything, with a grain of salt. He said, they'd be willing to trade down. Ooh, that's good, right? Sending out some smoke. We might draft a quarterback. Sending out some smoke. All these teams say the same thing. And you know what? So it's fine. And I just don't think that they believe that Jared Goff is a long quarterback. Now, suppose, hypothetically, Jared Goff has an amazing year now next year. Don't you want him to be here long term if he's really, really good?
If you have a quarterback, but all of a sudden, hey, with the receivers, he gets comfortable behind an offensive line that protects him, with a running game that you can run play action. If he ends up being good, who's going to be mad at that?
No one.
Because right now you're in I'm not even going to say rebuild. You are in a build. And you have a quarterback. There's nothing to rebuild. So you're in a build.
Yes.
And if you have a quarterback that you think, hey, he can get us through the build, if he takes a few bullets because our team sucks, and we cut bait in a year or two, so be it. All right. But if he ends up, as we start to put some pieces to the puzzle together, if he ends up being good, like that's a great upside. Yeah. That's a great pro to this.
Right. I